My name is Ali. I am 28 years old. I live in a small town with my family. My family is very close to me. We live together in a happy house. My family includes my parents, my wife Sarah, and our two children. My daughter's name is Hina. She is 8 years old. My son's name is Umar. He is 5 years old. Hina likes to draw and read storybooks. Umar likes to play with cars and run around the house. We all love spending time together, especially on weekends. On weekdays, I go to work. My wife takes care of the home. Hina and Umar go to school. Life is busy, but when the weekend comes, we try to relax. We often play games, watch movies, or go for a walk in the park. My wife and I believe it is important to make good memories with our children. One Friday evening, we were sitting together in the living room. The weather outside was lovely. The sun was still shining, even though it was evening. The sky looked clear, and the air felt cool. Birds were flying in the sky, and we could hear them sing from our window. I looked outside and said, "Let's go for a picnic tomorrow." At once, my children became excited. They jumped and shouted, "Yes, Papa! A picnic! A picnic!" Their eyes were full of joy. My wife smiled at me. "That is a good idea," she said. "We need a break from our routine." My parents were sitting on the sofa. My father said, "I haven't been to a picnic in years. This sounds fun." My mother nodded. "We will all go together. It will be a family picnic." We began planning everything. Everyone had ideas. My wife said she would make tasty sandwiches, fruit salad, and fresh juice. She is a very good cook. My mother said she would make biryani, a dish everyone in our family loves. I said I would bring snacks like chips, cookies, and bottles of tea. We then chose the picnic spot. We decided to go to Green Lake Park. It is a big park near a calm lake. It is only 1 hour away from our home. There are trees, flowers, benches, and a playground for kids. It is the perfect place for a picnic. My children clapped with happiness. "Can we take our toys?" Hina asked. "Yes, of course," I said. "You can take your toys and your ball." We all started packing. My wife packed food in clean containers. My mother boiled eggs and packed spoons and plates. I packed napkins, tissues, water bottles, and a mat to sit on. Hina packed her coloring book and markers. Umar put his small cars in his bag. We also packed extra clothes for the kids, just in case. We made sure to keep hand sanitizer, a garbage bag, and paper towels. By night, everything was ready. We were all tired but excited. We went to bed early so we could wake up fresh in the morning. I looked at my family as they slept. I felt happy. We were about to make a special memory together. I hoped the picnic would be perfect. But sometimes, even the best plans do not go as expected. The next morning, we all woke up early. The sunlight was coming through the windows. The birds were singing outside. It was a beautiful day. We felt fresh and full of energy. The children were the first to wake up. Hina jumped out of bed and said, "Today is picnic day." Umar laughed and clapped his hands. My wife went to the kitchen and started preparing breakfast. We ate quickly but happily. My wife also packed the food she made the night before. The sandwiches were wrapped in foil. The fruit salad was placed in a big box. The juice was kept in a thermos. Everything was packed with love and care. My mother checked all the items once again. She made sure we didn't forget anything. My father helped carry the bags to the car. I checked the car and filled the tank with fuel the day before. The tires were fine, and the seats were clean. By 9 a.m., we were all ready to go. Everyone wore comfortable clothes. My wife wore a simple blue dress. The kids wore colorful shirts and caps. I wore a t-shirt and jeans. My parents wore light clothes because the day was warm. We locked the house and got into the car. My wife sat in the front seat next to me. My parents and kids sat in the back seat. Hina sat near the window and looked outside with wonder. Umar held his toy car in his hand. As we started driving, we all felt happy. The road was smooth. The sky was clear. There were green trees on both sides of the road. Birds were flying in the sky. We saw some cows and goats along the way. Hina pointed at them and smiled. My wife played soft music on her phone. The children sang along. My father told us stories from his childhood. My mother smiled and looked outside. It felt like a perfect start to a perfect day. We passed small villages, fields of crops, and little shops. We saw people riding bicycles and children playing. The world looked calm and peaceful. After 1 hour, we reached Green Lake Park. The entrance had a big wooden sign with flowers around it. Inside, the park was clean and green. There were many trees that gave shade. The lake was big and calm. Ducks were swimming in the water. We found a nice spot under a large tree near the lake. There were some benches, and the ground was covered with soft grass. We spread out our mat and kept our bags there. The air smelled fresh. The sound of the lake water was soft and peaceful. The children ran to the nearby playground. Hina went on the swing. Umar climbed up the slide. Their laughter filled the air. My wife and I walked slowly near the lake, holding hands. My parents sat on the mat and watched the kids play. It felt like the perfect day. We were happy. We were together. The picnic had started just the way we hoped. After enjoying the playground, the children came back to the mat. Everyone was feeling hungry. My mother opened the biryani box. The smell was delicious. We all smiled. My wife poured juice into plastic cups. I handed out the sandwiches. Hina and Umar sat on the mat, waiting for their plates. We sat in a circle and started eating. The food tasted even better in the open air. The breeze was cool, and the trees gave nice shade. My father said, "This biryani reminds me of my childhood picnics." Suddenly, the wind started to blow harder. The leaves in the trees shook. The sky, which was clear before, now had grey clouds. My wife looked up and said, "Is it going to rain?" I looked at the sky and said, "Maybe just a little. Let's enjoy the food quickly." Just as we took a few more bites, a strong gust of wind came. It blew away some napkins and paper plates. Our juice cups tipped over, and some juice spilled on the mat. The children looked scared. "My juice is gone," said Umar sadly. "It's okay. We will clean it," said my wife calmly. She picked up the plates and held the food boxes tightly. I ran after some flying napkins. My father helped gather the cups. My mother held onto the biryani pot so it would not fall. We tried to protect the food. Then, we felt the first raindrops. Plop, plop, plop. The drops became faster. Soon, it was raining. The children screamed, "It's raining! Everything will get wet." We all got up quickly. My wife grabbed the food containers. I picked up the mat. My parents held the bags. The rain got heavier. We ran to the car. Hina slipped a little, but I held her hand. My wife covered Umar's head with a towel. We all got into the car, wet and cold. The windows became foggy. The car was full of water drops. The children looked sad. My mother said, "The picnic is ruined." I looked at everyone and felt sorry. I wanted the day to be perfect. But now, we were sitting in a car, all wet, with food huffed and bags soaked. Still, I knew we were safe. And sometimes, even when things go wrong, we can still find a way to smile. The rain kept falling. We waited and hoped it would stop soon. The rain poured down on the roof of the car. It made a loud sound. Tap, tap, tap. We sat quietly, listening. No one said anything for a while. The picnic we had planned so well had turned into a wet and messy day. Umar sat on my wife's lap, holding his small toy car. Hina sat close to my mother, who gently rubbed her hair. My father looked out the window, shaking his head slowly. "Don't be sad, children," my wife said softly. "We are together. That is what matters." I turned on the car's fan to clear the fog from the windows. My wife opened the bag and took out a towel. She started drying the children's hair and clothes. I passed her another towel to wipe the seat. The car was a little crowded, but we made space. My mother smiled at Hina. "You remember your storybook?" "Yes, Nani," Hina said and opened her bag. She took out her colorful book and began to read slowly. "To make things better," I said, "let's have the rest of our picnic inside the car." My wife looked surprised but then smiled. "Yes, why not?" We opened the food containers again. The biryani was still warm. The sandwiches were a little soft but still tasty. We passed the food around. My mother carefully handed a sandwich to Umar. My father poured juice into the cups. We laughed a little as the car became a bit messy again. While we ate, I told a funny story about my childhood, how I once got stuck in the mud during a school picnic. Everyone laughed. My father added his own memory from years ago. After eating, we played simple games. First, we played I Spy. Hina said, "I spy with my little eye something that is green." We all guessed until someone got it right. Then we played Guess the Animal. I made a nose like a lion, and the children guessed it in 1 second. Even though we were wet and cold, the car was full of smiles and laughter. We forgot about the rain for a while. We felt close and happy. Then, slowly, the rain began to stop. The heavy drops turned to a light drizzle. The sky looked brighter. My father looked outside and said, "I think the worst is over." I opened the car door and stepped out. The rain had stopped. The trees were still dripping, and the ground was wet, but the air felt fresh. "Come outside," I said. "Let's enjoy the day, even if it's different from what we planned." One by one, my family stepped out of the car. We stretched our legs, smiled at the sun peeking through the clouds, and took a deep breath. We were ready to enjoy whatever came next, together. The grass was wet, but the rain had stopped. The clouds began to move away, and the sun came out again, a little shy but warm. The leaves on the trees sparkled with raindrops. The lake looked calm again, with little ripples moving gently across the water. We didn't want to waste the rest of the day. My children looked at the playground. "Can we go now?" Hina asked with hopeful eyes. I smiled. "Yes, but be careful. The ground is still wet." Hina and Umar ran carefully to the swings and slides. Their laughter filled the air again. My wife took out her phone and began taking pictures. "Let's take a photo together," she said. We stood in front of the lake. Hina held my hand, and Umar stood between my parents. We smiled for the photo. My wife clicked the button and showed us the picture. "This one is going in our family album," she said. I picked up a few dry paper towels and wiped the mat so we could sit down again. My mother found a dry bench under a tree and sat with my father. They sipped hot tea from the flask we had brought. My father looked relaxed. "This turned out to be a nice day after all," he said. My wife took out the fruit salad. It was still cold and fresh. We all shared it with plastic spoons. Ohar said, "This is yummy." Hina agreed and asked for more. Then, my wife brought out a surprise. "I made some chocolate cupcakes," she said, smiling. "I wanted to save them for the end." Everyone clapped in excitement. We each got a cupcake. The sweet, soft taste made us forget about the earlier trouble. Later, we played a few more games. My parents enjoyed watching us laugh and play. My wife and I kicked the ball with the kids. We didn't care if our shoes got muddy. We just wanted to enjoy the moment. Time passed quickly. The sun was now shining fully, and the breeze was soft and cool. A rainbow appeared in the sky. Hina pointed at it. "Look, a rainbow." We all turned to see. It was beautiful. All the colors looked bright in the clean sky. "That's our gift from the sky," my mother said with a smile. We stood together in silence, looking at the rainbow. Even though the day had started with problems, it was ending with peace and happiness. I felt proud of my family. We didn't let the rain ruin our picnic. We turned a bad situation into a good memory. That is what makes a family strong. We stay together, no matter what. As we continued enjoying ourselves, the sky became brighter. The rain had completely stopped now, and the sun was shining warmly. The air smelled fresh and clean. It was as if the earth had taken a shower and was now smiling. We walked slowly around the park. There were still small puddles on the ground, and we tried not to step in them. But Umar, being playful, jumped into one. Splash! Water went everywhere, and he laughed loudly. "Oh!" my wife called out, but she was laughing too. We walked near the lake again. The water was calm. Ducks were swimming gently. Some people were feeding them bread. The children watched in silence, amazed by how the ducks moved. We met another family who had also come for a picnic. They had also stayed in their car during the rain. We smiled and greeted them. "Crazy weather today," the father said. "Yes, but we are making the best of it," I replied. Our children played together for a little while. They ran around the trees and played with the ball. Hina showed the other kids her coloring book. Umar shared his toy car. We sat on the bench and watched them. My wife took more photos. My father sipped the last of the tea. My mother quietly hummed a song. The air was peaceful. We opened a pack of biscuits and shared them. Everything felt slow and calm, like time had stopped. It was one of those moments when you feel grateful for life. As the sun moved lower in the sky, birds began flying back to their nests. The shadows became longer. We knew it would soon be time to go. But we didn't feel sad anymore. The day had turned around. The picnic had become something special, something to remember. It was late afternoon when we finally decided to pack up. The children were tired but smiling. We folded the mat, packed the food containers, and collected all the bags. We made sure to clean the area. My mother said, "Always leave a place better than you found it." We walked to the car slowly. The sky was orange now, with a soft golden light. It looked like a painting. The lake shimmered in the sunlight. My wife took one last photo. In the car, everyone was quiet. Uha fell asleep on my wife's shoulder. Hina rested her head on my mother's lap. My father looked out the window, still smiling. I drove slowly, not in a hurry. We passed the same green fields and small shops we had seen in the morning. The world looked different now, more peaceful. My wife said, "This was the craziest picnic ever." My mother laughed. "Yes, but also the most special." Hina opened her eyes and said, "Can we have another picnic next week?" I said, "Yes, but next time we will check the weather first." Everyone laughed. We reached home as the sky turned dark. We changed into dry clothes and felt warm. My wife made hot soup, and we all sat together to eat. While we ate, we talked about the day. We remembered the rain, the games in the car, the cupcakes, and the rainbow. We talked and laughed until bedtime. That night, I looked at my sleeping family. I smiled. The picnic did not go as planned, but it brought us even closer. We had faced a problem together and made it a happy memory. Sometimes, things go wrong, but if you have love, laughter, and family, they can still turn out right. That was the lesson we learned that day. A picnic that went wrong, but ended very well.